Beautiful people, privacy, the quality or state of being apart from company or observation. The quality or state of being apart, meaning separate, from company, meaning amongst others, or observation, meaning being noticed, being monitored. The quality or state of being apart from others or from being seen, heard, or monitored. Freedom from unauthorized intrusion, secrecy, a private matter, secret, a place of seclusion. Privacy and technology. Most people who intend to go private have the wrong perception of what privacy is, especially in the age of technology. See, the issue of privacy in 21st century is not what you think it is. The issue of privacy in today's world is simplified with this phrase: the revenge of the nerds. See, those children in middle school, grade school, high school that were once bullied for being computer geeks or for looking weird or whatever it is, they are the ones who have come back. They've come back home as a chicken to roost. And for lack of a better term, they are screwing everyone up from behind the shadows, because they are the ones programming these computers. They are the ones behind these corporations. It deals with misinformation, whereby if you go on any given search engine, you say you're using DuckDuckGo, right? Because DuckDuckGo is, it's more accurate. There's selective information whereby unless you go to the 5th or 6th page, you actually wouldn't find the real true information. They are the ones programming the algorithms of search engines. They're the one programming mesh networks. They're the one programming things like those little Ring doorbells. The people who even have those Ring doorbells don't even know about it. But everyone who walked past those Ring doorbells through something called mesh network, the information in that image is being captured, recorded, preserved. It's bouncing off of each phone or anything that uses radio waves to function technologically, your TV, your modem. And it's going back to the headquarters where that database is stored, whereby it's going to show that during this time, during this day, someone who wore this and looked like this walked past this area. Even though the intent was not to monitor those men or women, people who use these Ring cameras, these Echo, these Apple products, these Bluetooth products, all that is taking place. All you have to do is just read the terms and conditions. It's not that difficult. It might be long, but nonetheless they tell you. Now tell me, how many people read the terms and conditions to all these things that they use as technology? Those nerds in high school, middle school are the ones behind all these things, because they are the ones programming these computers. They are the ones with monies and with connections who lobby Congress to pass certain laws that will abrogate privacy and that have abrogated privacy in silence. Why 9 out of 10 people who use technology are completely oblivious of its effect on privacy. Let me give you a quick and simple example beyond mesh networks or phones and anything that uses radio wave. By the way, in short, what is mesh network? There's a local area network topology in which the infrastructure nodes, bridges, switches, and other infrastructure devices, in other words, anything that uses radio wave. You don't even have to be connected to the Wi-Fi. So long as anything uses radio wave, does it have a radio wave capacity within it? It is considered a bridge. It is considered a switch. it is considered a node. A node in telecommunication network is either a redistribution point, meaning information is initially sent to it, and then it acts as a distributor of that same information and sends it somewhere else, or a communication endpoint. In other words, it can receive as the final point of destination. That could be your phone that you're casually carrying around. That could be your iPad. That could be your laptop. That could be your Apple Watch. See, many people who use technology today have no idea what's going on. Literally, someone with an Apple Watch can just casually walk by someone, and all the contact information that's in that man or woman's phone has been recognized by that iPhone, despite no formal consent of communication of information. You can think you are private all you want. If someone else has your email address and they store that email address as your name, everyone else who they have on their contact list can be used as a form of mesh network to skip trace you by someone who really intends to find you. See, skip trace is not just about private investigators physically going somewhere, staying in a vehicle, waiting days, watching someone with a little distance scope, and then keeping notes. That's not how private investigation occur in 21st century. If you're under the impression that that's how private investigation occurs in 21st century, that's movie world. That's La La Land. And there are programs, there are tools that can be used to derive information that simply. But nonetheless, besides mesh network, let me give you a quick and simple example beyond mesh network of phones and anything that uses radio wave. These same tools that we carry around will be the same tool to act counterproductive to the effort of those seeking privacy. As a side note, we went over this in the past. Did you know that there's also another law that is an extension of CALEA? In the past, we went over CALEA in the video about privacy on YouTube, which is Communication Assistance for Law Enforcement Act, which is basically the congressional public law that basically tell all phone carriers that no matter what you want, no matter what you think, no matter how you feel, in order for you to be a service phone provider and tap into the radio waves before you then redistribute it wholesale and sell it to people, then charge fees for it as a service provider, in order for you to do that, you have to agree and consent that all local police agencies have the ability to your record, live or the ones that you've already preserved based on the metadata. And if you don't agree to it, well, we're not going to allow it to be a phone service provider. That's basically, in short, what CALEA law talks about. But did you know that there's another law that is an extension of CALEA that we spoke about last year on YouTube, where it actually allows municipal police to actually scan people's phone? You know how they do with license plates in public areas? Now, with license plates, there's no reason of expectation of privacy in a public space. That's the reason why they do that. They just scan it without necessarily formally stopping you or having a reasonable articulable suspicion or a probable cause or the hierarchies of evidence in order for them to say, okay, we're going to scan the license plate. There is actually a law that allows them to do that with phones. Did you know that? Like how anyone can just get a police scanner and know where the cop is or what's going on and what they're talking about on their channel. Well, there are public laws outside of CALEA that exist that allows these municipal employees to do that with everyone's phone within a given radius. Now, there's a way you can prevent this with things called de-Googled phones. But anyway, moving on. This issue of privacy branches off to many, many different forms, starting with email service providers. Many people who use Gmail, Proton Mail, AOL, Yahoo, they actually don't know how those things work. See, there's something with each computer is called an IP address. The IP address is to a computer what a fingerprint is to a human being. The IP address is the real identifying factor of your device, not your email address. This is the reason why anytime you... The complete 34-minute video is on the Patreon page. Take care. Best of luck.